Hello.
Hello.
Got the band back together.
Yeah.
Feels like it's been a while.
Hold on. I gotta silence my phone.
I same here.
I
Go ahead and
mean,
take it. Myrtle and I could just talk.
No, we both got the same call.
it's the Clash stuff. They're planning the Clash already.
Mhm.
Like 2024. It's ridiculous.
I know people ask me, like, are you going to the Clash next year? I'm like, I don't know. I can't plan that far in advance. I mean,
Yeah, literally.
more
Well,
power to
it's
those
like
of you who can, but I cannot.
it's a year. Like it's a year
Yeah,
from now. I mean, yes, definitely we're going, but that's as far out. That's as much as I've thought about it.
I,
Like,
I
yes, we're
can't,
gonna
like,
go.
yeah, I have no idea. It's too, I have no idea. I mean, yeah, it's too far in advance. So I'm not speaking at it because I think the next speakers have already been chosen, which is
I
Shows
think they
not. I
have.
mean,
or I
Yeah.
don't know,
probably.
invited. I don't know.
I don't even know if
I have
they're.
no idea.
That would be pretty amazing though to like book the speakers that far in advance.
I mean, yeah, I all I know it's just too far in advance. I can't think.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know what I'm. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow. I don't know.
I mean, I have the gist of what I'm doing tomorrow.
I
I
mean,
mean,
probably the same thing I did today.
I can guarantee I'll be waking up, going to classes, and sleeping tomorrow. But other than that, I have no idea.
I mean, I'll probably be finishing up the thing I worked on today, but
yep.
I can't plan that far in advance. And I mean, Jake doesn't take off days this far in advance because his work schedule is not planned out that far. And I mean, I control my own schedule, but who knows what clients I'll have in a year? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, with you, it's like if you take the anytime you take time off, that's like you're not getting paid.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
$0 for me. Yeah, I mean, but I take time off because like nobody should work 365 days a year. I mean, the whole
Yeah.
reason I do this is so I can take time off, but
Yeah.
you know, I probably take I mean, I take every federal holiday off that Jake gets off. And
Oh yeah,
then
that's another thing that I'm happy about working for now. A contractor that has federal clients is now we have more of those federal holidays
oh, you
off.
Mhm.
get even more of them. Yeah, that's great. I mean,
Mm,
cuz like I don't get every federal holiday. I get the ones Roche gives off, but like
yeah,
I take Juneteenth off cuz Jake gets that off. So,
nice.
yeah, I mean, but there needs to be days off. There needs to be federal holidays in March
Yeah, there
and
aren't
like
any, right?
maybe
Yeah, there are not. Yeah.
April. Cause like it's a long time between Martin Luther
Mm,
King Day and Memorial Day.
Hmm.
Like it's a slog
yeah.
without days off. There needs to be more of it. We just need more days off. I mean, I've
We
worked
do.
with French teams before and they get so many days off because they have different holidays than we do, which is, that's fine. But they have like twice as many federal holidays and everybody gets all of them off. So like Saint so and so's day and you get Epiphany and just so many days off. And then they get like 6 weeks of vacation on top of that. It's great.
I'd like
I bet
that.
it would be annoying working with a French company from the U.S.
Difficult.
Then.
Yeah,
True.
it's
Mhm.
difficult. And like they get for maternity leave, they'll take like 6 months, which is great. Like I fully support like every parent should have that. But if you're an American team working with French team, you have to pick all that up. So it's not easy. It's not easy. But like they have to
Well,
speak English, which is hard for them. So,
yeah,
everybody has their challenges. So
we should make a national aquarium plant day.
We
We
should.
need one.
I
Yeah.
like that. I mean, I would
What
say
day is today? Today is 16th. Today, let's announce this as National Aquarium Plant Day.
Hell no, we didn't get to take the day off.
we didn't.
Oh, true.
Let's do it
Tomorrow.
No, I want to do it like on a Friday or a Monday so I can
Yeah.
have a
Oh,
Yeah.
so Rico saying, I don't know if I can do another clash. It's been more than 3 weeks and I still haven't recovered from the last one.
Oh,
But once you
party too
recover,
hard.
Once you recover, maybe you'll come around.
you got really
you'll remember
sick.
that it's worth it. Speaking of
Yeah.
recovery, Myrtle, you've been having that crud for a while.
Yep. Still have the cough, so like, and my voice is a
Lord.
little bit sunken. So
Well, you had strep, man. That sucks. That sucks. It does take a long time to get better from that.
yeah.
I had strep in grad school, and that was the year I got Lyme disease too.
Yeah.
Double whammy, like
Yeah.
same time or just
No, just the same year. That was the year I took no days off for vacation because I took so many sick days. And back in grad school, I just never took any time off. I mean, I once worked on Christmas Eve. It was bad times. It was. I'm not that way anymore.
That was like me in my first job, trying to be a good, diligent little employee, completely brand new to the industry and stuff. It's like, sure, I'll work Christmas Eve. I'll do all nighters
Yeah,
and
I'm like, now
burn
I'm like,
myself out for every future
I
employer.
know. Now it's like, oh, it's 5:01. Yeah, I don't even talk to you.
I mean, at least you stay till 5:01, not like 4:50 or like 4:35.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if I would answer a text at 4:59 either. Yeah, I also won't answer texts before 10 a.m.
For their safety, like I don't
Well,
want.
I mean, they're just not going
I'm not a good person. I'm not a happy person. Like prior to 10 p.m. So like you're not gonna get a happy text back from me.
You're just not going to get a smart text from me. I mean, I'm just really dumb. I mean, I figure, we're all doing everyone a favor if I just don't talk to you before.
Pre-coffee would be a pretty dumb text from me.
Yeah.
It would be like my brain would try to send it in the most efficient, corner cutting, laziest way possible.
It would probably just be a cat stomping on the keyboard. That's what you would get.
Man, Dr. Anthony's still with the hurt back. Took some medicine for his back, so we'll be out.
I hope you feel
year.
better soon, Don.
God, there's nothing worse than a hurt back. Oh,
it's debilitating.
It's the worst. I hope you feel better. Get some rest. Do what your physical therapist says. Ugh,
Craig is offering a 20-year-old. A
Oh.
20-year-old human?
I think so.
Craig, you're not supposed to have one of those.
Can they do chores?
Are they your kid?
Yeah.
Can they do my classes? If they can take my classes.
Ooh, yeah.
What do I need a 20-year-old for? I mean,
help you trim the other tank.
That I can, yeah. So I want my goal is to get all of my tanks kind of rehabbed before Thanksgiving, but I can only do one at a time. I mean, I can do quick water changes on the other two, but it's kind of too much to do all of them at once. So, and this one is in phase, so you can see it's kind of bare. It's phase 1. So the Java ferns had gotten so big and so lush, and they looked great, but they were choking out everything else. And so I took about 90% of them out, and they'll grow back. But the foreground, so the hairgrass had gotten choked out by moss and mini pellia, which I have never purchased in maybe, 15 years. I haven't bought a moss.
Blame him.
Myrtle trying to blame me like I just go and buy
I know.
Pellia.
I have no clue where they came from, but I don't have any algae in this tank, but it doesn't matter. Like moss.
No, if you got like rogue dwarf sage or duckweed, then sure, I'll take credit for that.
I don't know where it came from. It might have come in on a fish. you know, because I've gotten fish from hobbyists. I don't know, or shrimp. But yeah, the mini Pelia, I don't know where that came from at all. I really don't. The moss, I think, came from Lucas Brett's. But the mini Pelia, I don't know.
I also ripped a bunch of hair grass out of my 40 for the same reason. It was choked with moss and then algae within the moss, and then tripartita growing on top of the algae moss, and then somewhere in there was some hair grass.
Yeah, I decided not to replant it. I just bought new pots of it. So
that is a smart way to go. Yeah.
Yeah, we went to the reef because we took some days off. Long story short, we did not go to Wisconsin. We were supposed to go to Wisconsin to see. We were going to see Foxanne. Mostly, we were going to see my family, but every single one of them was sick. The whole family, all four. And so
I mean, there's some crap going around for sure. And it originated at the Clash, apparently.
Yeah, they didn't have COVID, thank goodness, which is going around. Jake has like 4 coworkers out with it. But anyways, they're all sick. We didn't want to get it. So we stayed here and had like 5 days of just like sitting on the couch. It was great.
That's nice.
Right. But we went to the reef one day. And I bought more pots of hair grass, more tissue culture, Eleocharis acicularis mini pots to replant that. But I also bought a fun thing. I bought an Awaza BioHerb 60 aquarium.
Oh, that's one. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I wanted one last year and I was going to buy myself one at the reef, but they didn't have any. I was going to get one for my birthday last year. So, anyways, I have one now. Oh, Oinky, you're sick again. Oh, and you got stung by a hornet. Oh, I hope you're not allergic. I'm assuming you're not.
I hope you feel better.
Yes, but we do hope you feel better. Oh, no fun. Yeah, there's lots of crud going around. So,
and then what is an inversion table? I feel like I should know what that is, but
so,
is that one of those things where like those geek people like lay down upside down and like the screens are up there?
A treatment for low back pain. I personally, I've tried them. I've done them because I have a long and sordid history with back pain.
I'd be scared of it because like if everything falls, it's gonna fall right onto you.
Well, I mean, like you're strapped down, like your ankles and wrists are strapped down, and like you have someone like you shouldn't do it unattended. Like, you've got like when I did it, I had a physical therapist right there watching me. I didn't find it very useful. Like I've also done traction for my back. Oh my God, that's awful. I mean, like the same principle, like in yoga, you always do inversions. There's different positions where you're handstands, headstands, forearm stands, even like forward folds are technically inversions. And it's the same principle as taking pressure off your spine so it can release. I do inversions in yoga, but I haven't found them terribly helpful. But some people find relief off of it. I mean,
my dad had this contraption that he hung from his door, like I think either his door or door frame, and it would just attach to his head and just kind of pull his head up.
Yeah.
And like, hey, I think that's how you die. I think, yeah.
I don't know if I would recommend that personally, but
that's
it was prescribed to him by a medical professional. But
I guess as long as you're really gentle with it and like you don't have anyone like go up behind you and go boo.
Yeah.
Craig makes a good point. Now we know where Steven is so tall.
I wasn't gonna use that thing. I did not get a doctor's order to use that.
I mean,
was it a doctor or a chiropractor?
I don't know. I never did that. I think the worst thing I did in physical therapy, they put me in traction, which is where they they have like a strap below your rib cage and then one above your pelvic bones. And there's like certain amounts of pressure and it goes pull, 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 pull. Well, I was really hurting at the time. I mean, this was really bad. And while they were doing it, it didn't hurt. But then they took me out of the traction and I tried to get up and I started screaming in pain. Like, it was so bad.
So this one,
I never did that again.
It's an at-home inversion table, straps in at the ankles only. Okay.
Yeah, I've seen those before. You used to be able to buy them on TV even. It's the same principle behind doing inversions in yoga, and you can do them on your own too. I mean, you can do either a handstand or a forearm stand, do it against the wall.
I can't.
You could with practice, believe it or not. Like kicking up against it, it's not, or you can just crawl up the other way. Like with your tummy facing the wall. It's not hard. You could do it. I would show you how. It's not bad. But it's the same thing. They've never done anything for my back, even though I do inversions. They haven't helped me, but they help some people I know. So yeah, Renee says they're great for aquatic plants.
Okay, sure, why not?
Sure.
You try stretching your plants, see if stretching them makes them grow faster.
I mean, if you want your plants to get leggier, reduce
just turn the light down. Yeah,
it's not desirable usually. Usually, you want them to be more bushy, but
Well, so Jenna is probably just now getting back from the post office because right before the stream, we sent out, we boxed up member plants for the first 10 people who had filled out the form. There are 33 people who filled it out total. So the goal is we get about 10 out this week and then 10 out next week, 10-ish, and then the following week, just depending on what the requests are. I gotta say, that freaking polysperma sunset, most people have requested it. Like I could probably count on one hand how many people haven't. So, which means you won't get like a whole bunch of it, but you don't need much. You'll have it.
No. I mean, honestly, a 2-inch.
You need like one node, or even a part of a leaf, because it can propagate by part of it'll propagate by leaf too.
Yeah,
I think it's the fastest growing plant I've ever grown.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, maybe there's some that would tie with it, but
have you ever had guppy grass?
No, the polysperma grows faster than. Well, like it did for me at least. It grew faster than
guppy grass, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it does. Yeah. I mean, I had Hygrophila polysperma cherry leaf. I didn't have them at the same time. That one also grows out of control. But yeah, I mean, it's a pretty plant, but I mean, I would never keep it because it's too much, especially with CO2. Yeah. But if you don't have CO2, you could keep it with African cichlids because it will grow so fast that it can kind of outcompete the cichlids.
Yep. It's one of those plants it's one of those plants where I want it, but then I also I want it 4 days out of the week, and then 3 other days I'm like, I don't have time to trim this. So
I want it
constantly battling between we want it, do we not want it, we want it.
Yeah,
Myrtle, you requested it.
Oh, did I? I can't remember.
I guess it was one of those days because you're like, I've been itching for it again. So yeah, you weren't among the first 10, but I think you're in the next batch. And Dee Dee was asking if she was in the first batch. I didn't think so. Not in the first 10.
If Dee Dee was in the first batch, but you weren't, Dee Dee will have some to send you in about a week. So.
I'm the one who sent it to Steven, and then now he has a problem to deal with. So.
I have it in a lot of tanks though. I mean, because I like in breeding project tanks where the nitrates because I'm just like giving the corridors unlimited food forever. The nitrates get kind of high, so
I mean, it's great for that. I mean, it's great for fish spawning because it grows so densely. I'm sure fish would love to spawn in it. I don't want it. It's too much. It's too much. Yeah. But you also need to be really responsible with it. All people who get it. So Guppy
Yeah, don't
Crab
throw it in your
is really
ditch.
going crazy for you. It's just not crazy. It's doing great. Crazy. Well, but maybe that's not a bad thing, right? I mean, that it's not super fast or out of control. I mean,
A plant's doing well as long as you have as much of it as you want. If you have not as much, it's
right.
not doing well. If you have too much, it's a really good plant for you. You just have to do a lot of work to keep it in maintenance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as long as it's not dead and rotting, I mean, it's okay.
Which was my tank 2 days ago. Everything was dead and rotten because I had so many. I pulled out about a clump that big of just one Ludwigia species, and it all just turned into a mush. Like there was no water flow in between there, so I pulled it out and it just smelled like death.
Yeah, I hate that.
We have so many stems. Like if you're not there to trim them at least every other week, like
that was 6 weeks of me not doing anything with that.
Yeah.
Tank, so.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to keep a stem tank without trimming 6 weeks.
Yeah, that's kind of how I am with the stems. But I try not to, like in the plant farm especially, I try not to let it go too crazy where it does that, because then if I was growing something out for members and that all like gets nasty like that, I have to basically start over.
Yeah. I'm doing hard resets on all my tanks because I just can't see my fish.
Well, yeah, so when are you doing the 90?
I think next weekend I'm gonna do the 90.
Cool.
Yeah, I think so, and it might take me a couple days because I don't want to do it all at once because it really stirs it up, and it's just, I don't think it's healthy for the fish to. I mean, even with doing like 90% water changes, like multiples of them, it's still, I think it's better to spread it out a little. But this one is in phase 1 of a hard reset, which I just took out 90% of the Java ferns, which they'll grow back. And then I'm replanting the foreground. And I moved that really nice aerial colin you gave me.
Myrtle. Oh, the feather duster?
Yeah, it's done really great, and I like it. It just
good.
Go to the back because it's so big. I had it at the front because I didn't want to lose it, but now it's going to the back. So, yeah. But yeah, replanting the hair ground, the foreground hair grass. The foreground of hair grass. It's the hair ground. Yeah, so I'm redoing that, and it should look good by Thanksgiving. So, take a couple weeks to grow in. But yeah, this one I'm going to clear out the entire right side, and I want to remove all but one big sword. Oh, well, not even the biggest sword. I'm going to remove all but the hate-eyed pearl. I'm going to get rid of the other big swords because they're too big. And the crinum calamistratum I'm not moving that. I never move that. But I am going to try to get rid of, I think, most of the Crypticorn balanci and
try to get the spiralis out.
Yeah, I mean, I can't get rid of it. Like, that's just the thing. Like, it's so invasive.
Remove the visible stuff, and then watch it come back.
Oh, it will totally come back. I mean, it's invaded the entire tank, which is why. I mean, if I were to ever like set up get rid of the 90 and like upgrade to a bigger tank, I don't think I would plant those again because they're too invasive. I mean, they're slower than Val's, but it's the same thing.
Yeah, I like it. I just don't like that it doesn't send out runners next to the other plant. They're really invasive. So Deanie says I had to pull a crinum out of the 29. It is stretched out to longer than 5.5 feet. Yeah, that's why people have asked me like, oh, should I get a crinum for my 10 gallon or something? I'm like, no.
Smallest you'd go with is like a 29 if that's the only plant and it's a dead center and it's going to fill the whole tank.
I don't think I would put a crinum in less than a 4-foot tank. Even, I mean, because I have one in my 90 and it is big. It is taking up most of the left-hand side, which is fine.
It's narrow leaves though, so like it wouldn't shade out something too bad.
No, but
if you plant something short under it around it.
Gets really, really big, and it the leaves are long, and I think it's just better to just have a bigger tank. So Steve asks, I'd like to figure out how to keep the BBA off my crinum. I don't really ever have a problem with BBA. I don't know why. It's just not an algae I get. I get other algae.
I can send you some.
What? Oh, thanks. I mean, in the past, I've gotten BBA. I don't know why. I don't know. I mean, I get other algae. What kind of flow do you have? It could maybe use a little more flow if it's getting blasted by flow. I mean, I have pretty good flow, but I have spray bars by mine, so it's diffused.
I have BBA growing on the spray bars, just waving in the current of the spray bar. It doesn't give a shit about flow.
With my BBA,
No,
it usually goes where the flow starts. Yeah,
the plant might prefer a little more flow and a healthier plant. Don't move your crinum calamostratum. I mean, if you're like in a position where DD is, where like you have to get it out of a tank, okay, that's fine. But like, don't move it a lot within the tank because it will quit growing for 6 months every time.
Design your scape around the crinum. Don't use your crinum and move it around whenever you rescape the tank.
Right, and I've never moved mine, the one I have in here. It's been growing now for, I don't know, almost 4 years. So you know, it's just, it doesn't like to be moved.
I'm lucky that BBA doesn't plague my plants. It just it appears on rocks and spray bars and like random crap like that in the tank.
It's a difficult algae. I mean,
I have it on my plants.
Places
it comes in waves and.
Yeah, and other places I've lived. So I guess one question I'd have for you is on your crinum, like if you look near the bulb, do you see like little red like ulcerations? If so, your crinum is not happy because it means they're rotting. And in my experience, they're about to die. So, and there's not a whole lot you can do about that. But you know, I would look for that. So but I would probably trim off those leaves, by the way, that have BBA on them. I would just sacrifice them, just turn them.
Yeah, that's pretty much all you can do.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't try to like, you know, put peroxide on them or Excel. I would just get rid of them. I would trim them off at the base, and new healthy leaves can grow.
So Adam says he has a tank with a lot of plants in it, but the nitrates are still always high. What could cause this?
Do you have a lot of buildup in your substrate of like detritus or dead plant matter? Do you have you cleaned out your filters anytime? Are you feeding a lot of food to your fish? When's the last time you did a water change? All of those things are the things that will help remove nitrates.
And what are your inhabitants? I mean, so for instance, you know, you could have like 400 shrimp versus one bristlenose pleco, and the pleco will be higher. I mean, shrimp have almost no bio load. So,
and of course, like, what are the plants? If you just have a whole bunch of Anubias in there, like then they're
that's
not
also true.
But there's a lot. Yeah, the hidden decay can cause the nitrates. It's like one of those symptoms of old tank syndrome where you keep changing the water, but your nitrates just like can't stay under control because there's still so much crap that gets stirred up in the substrate all the time. And then of course, you know, your filters get disgusting. There's only one juvenile Fahaka puffer in the tank.
Oh, okay. Well, that's, I don't know how big the tank is, but if it's big enough for a Fahaka puffer.
But
also another thing.
See how much detritus you have, or your water supply. See if your water supply is like full of nitrates, because some areas have high nitrates.
And also, like your nitrate test, is it new? It could be bad.
Oh, that's the other thing. If you're using the liquid one, when I've noticed like that one always read really high for me. The liquid one. Probably I don't know if I'm not like shaking it enough. Am I shaking it too much? Did I not shake it enough last time? And so now there's more solids in there. I hate that test.
I hate that you have to shake it like twice, like once for the bottle. Like, what is it? The first bottle? No, like you invert it for the first bottle, then you shake the bottle for like 8 years, and then you put
Yeah.
it in, and then
And
shake
then
it
apparently
again.
it's still not good enough.
Yeah. And that's the only test where the lid doesn't work. Like the liquid will leak out of the lid for some reason. Like the viscosity changes. So all the other tests stay in the bottle when you shake it.
You need
But
to
the
put like a
nitrate
little
one, it'll
saran
leak out
wrap
of
over it and then cap it. Also, you have the
No.
liquid test. You know, you might try some of the strips.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I like those strips. Or you could
Not
just
the
be like,
API ones. I've never had
like,
good luck with
test,
them.
what's
Or the
that?
Tetra. No, the Tetra ones are pretty good.
Yeah, I do like the Tetris strips.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like those. I mean, I guess I don't test very often. I have trouble keeping enough nitrates because I have so many immersed plants and they just chew through nitrates.
Get out of my head, Dee Dee.
There was a question up here for me, and
Yeah, it's about identifying crypts.
I don't even know if I'm the right person for this. So
They both are pretty much the same. Like
yeah,
Tropica is a
so
form
they're
of
both
Venti.
gonna send
They're both
rather.
they're the same plant technically. Tropica is just a variation of
Yeah,
Venti.
it's just a
And
variety
they
of
yeah.
Montii.
And they both will either stay close together or sand runners depending on where it's growing and how it's growing. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, we'd have to see a picture of them to tell you which was which, but kind of behave the same because they're just a variety.
Yeah. But since Eric said they're in the same tank, I'd say you have both. Each plant is both. Like there's no like, yeah.
Yeah.
If it's established itself, there's no way of separating the two now.
Yeah, there's no way to separate. You'll never. Yeah, that ship has sailed. I mean, so.
Yeah, but I mean, if they usually the Tropica one is supposed to be more bushy, I guess. Like it's supposed to grow taller and have like
A little bit flatter leaf.
a
Yeah.
denser bundle of leaves. But if they both look the same, if they both look bushy, then maybe you also have really good Wintii.
Well, and who knows what the seller sent you?
Yeah.
I mean, sellers sell mislabeled plants all the time, and it's not necessarily their fault. Maybe they got them from their supplier labeled wrong. I mean, it happens. Okay, Nathan says, speaking of test strips, I got an off-brand from Amazon, Polaco. Okay. And compared to the co-op strips, and the readings came out completely different from each other. Co-op says I don't have GH. Well, I have never heard of the Polaco test strips. I have used, I think
It's probably one of those generic Amazon ones.
There's a ton of them.
I have API ones and co-op ones, and they look identical. They're probably manufactured by the same people, honestly.
Could be.
Yeah,
I have the co-op ones, but I'm still using that first batch of co-op
where the
ones
ammonia the pads fall off. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I'm probably
that's one I have. I just don't test enough to run it through a bottle.
I bought the API ones first, and then I either forgot about them or couldn't find them, and then bought some of the co-op ones.
My favorites are still the Tetra Easy Strips. Like nothing else has been better than those for me. I was gonna buy some on Prime Day, but like they were out of stock.
Yeah,
that's something I was looking for because my tweezers broke, and I wanted to see if I could buy something else in addition to the tweezers. I couldn't find test strips I wanted because it was either the Tetra one, which was out of stock, as they said, or it was like those generic Amazon ones. I don't want to like waste money on those.
Yeah. Did I buy anything on Prime Day? No, I didn't. Well, because like there's going to be another one coming up. I mean, for Cyber Monday. I mean, so I didn't get anything.
Yeah, I got 4 more ink birds.
Yeah. No, it's a good thing to get because, I mean, it's nice to have every tank to have one.
Yeah,
if you care about a tank and it has a heater, it should probably have one. So.
Yep.
So, but I have one for every tank, so I'm not gonna get another one. But
generally, when I buy a heater, I just buy an ink port in addition with it. Like I don't install the heater until we have the ink port in hand.
yeah, I mean, because
I just
heaters,
consider those a one
I've had,
package. Yeah.
I mean, I've had very expensive heaters fail.
Yeah.
I bought, what were they? Ciche?
Yep.
Or no, Cobalt.
Oh.
Mm.
And they were supposed to be like really top of the line because I'm like, okay, I'll pay more to have peace of mind. No, they failed. And my heaters always fail off, which is good. But it always happens in the winter. And God, it get cold.
I had a heater fail on
Ooh.
just a little, like just recently.
That's scary.
And
Fish
I don't
soup
think,
is
well,
basically
the
what
only
happens.
thing that would have been in it are Corridora eggs, and there's no
Oh.
way they survived that.
No.
So yeah, it was just a little 5-gallon, and it was the co-op heater in there. But I have Orlushy. Y'all heard of that brand?
Yes.
Once again. Yep.
It's an Amazon one. It was actually the first brand of heater I ever bought when I was getting back into aquariums, and I still have that original over 4 years.
Yeah.
And that was back in the days I was stupid and I would drain the tank too low. The heater would sit there dry, and then I would smell something burning. I've taken those same kind of heaters, and I would take it out of the sump of the aquarium kit, set it on top of my all-in-one printer, and then after I'm done with the water change, plug the damn heater back in, leave it there on the printer. It'll smoke and melt
You're
the
just
hole,
trying
and
to
I'm like,
burn your house down.
I smell burning plastic. Where is
Wow,
that?
where'd that come
Those
from?
heaters still work. They are
Wow.
still working just fine.
There's no rhyme or reason to
Yep.
heaters. The
It's
best
either
one-
that individual heater will either fail or it will not fail while you have it. Doesn't
right.
matter where you get it from. So
It's like
The
hard
one-
drives.
The ones I
Yep.
have in my Awaza filters, because I have the Thermomaster that has the yeah, those have been fine. They've never failed, but they could fail. They probably will fail. I mean, heaters fail. I just like them because they're not in the tank. It's one.
I thought of buying that canister, but then I was thinking maybe one day, what if I lift it? I just lift it at an angle and the heater breaks, and then so
you have to be really careful.
Yeah, so I
you do
decided
have
not
to
to
be
go
really
with it.
careful. I mean, I like the filter. I think I like my FX filters better. My FX filter because you don't have to do anything to prime it. You just plug it in and it goes. You don't have to pump anything. None of that jazz. You just plug it in, and it seems more heavy duty. But that said, I do think they're good filters. I don't really have a problem with them. I find so they have this, like, their big marketing thing is they have this little quick clean feature with like pre-filter sponges or like a column of them. I can't get them out on my own. Like, you're supposed to just slide like a little slider and then pull them out. I find it really hard.
On what now?
So right before it goes into the filter, there's an area for
so
the
you
main
slide
big refiner
a
to
little
get caught.
lever and then you pull out this little column of sponges. So they're like pre-filters. So you can do like a quick clean on them. So I find that really, really hard. And the other crazy thing is for some reason, those pre-filters are the last thing to get clogged up. So like the filter itself can be just sludgy and disgusting, like
right, but everything's
but the
slipping through that.
pre-filters are fine. So I think that's kind of gimmicky, and I wouldn't buy it if you were excited about that feature because I don't think.
Or it's the size of the detritus that's in your tank is just too small for it to get caught in the pre-filter.
Right.
Maybe.
Yeah,
you just need a small, finer pre-filter.
Right, and I already use pre-filter sponges on my intakes, which I am a huge proponent of intake sponges. I think they're all good.
Yep, they save fry, they keep your filter from getting dirty often.
And they keep your canister cleaner longer. I mean, no, I'm a fan. But I mean, I do like them. I bought them because they have heaters that are not, so I can have a heater not in the tank, and for that purpose they do work. So yeah.
Ooh, special announcement. Jenna says, since everything is now officially confirmed, the October Fishfam link giveaway stream will be this Wednesday, 10:30 p.m. Eastern.
All
So
right.
that's on Gina's time slot, right?
So that's
I'm
Yeah.
guessing Gina is
after-
hosting.
And so it will. So
Bulk
the
Gina.
Bulk Reef
Gina and
Supply is a
Mike. Nice.
sponsor, and so the shoppers will be Gina and Mike.
That's a good
So
one.
They might be
All these
talking
salty folks
salt
will be,
and
yeah.
getting salty stuff. Who
That's
knows?
exciting. I'll have to watch that.
Bulk Reef
I'm
Supply also has a freshwater
Yeah.
site as well. So
Yep.
who knows?
And by the way, if you're not a supporter of Fishfam Link, why don't you just quit your Netflix right now so you can be a supporter? Because Netflix really has kind of gone downhill.
Yeah.
But Fishfam Link has gone uphill.
I hadn't watched Netflix in a while, but then Jenna's like, Follow the House of Usher just came out. So
Okay.
now we're watching that.
Yeah.
Follow the House of Usher.
Really.
It's a
Yeah.
so it's the same series as like Haunting of Bly Manor, haunt the Hill House one. Now it's this one. And yeah,
You know, it's for you and that because you are in a different time zone than me. I have to watch that. Fall asleep.
it's not 2 minutes into the stream, just an hour into the stream.
It's whenever whenever What the Fish starts is when Kelly falls asleep.
But
You
yeah,
can,
exactly.
you
Then
probably go to bed
Cobra
at 11:30
Kai.
too.
Next season of Cobra Kai is coming out.
I don't watch
Oh.
Cobra Kai. It's not for me. So I'm really not into horror. So I don't think Fall of the House of Usher is for me.
I'm not into horror in general. But Jenna is, and so I let her screen stuff for me because if it's a good story, it's not just like a gimmicky jump scare.
Yeah, that's the type of
story.
horror. It has to have a good story for me to watch it.
Right. So that's why I do like these series because they're a good story and they're not movies, and so they actually take some time to build up character development so you get to know these characters before they're like killed off one by one by whatever entity is haunting them. But
we really like Only Murders in the Building, which I don't usually like anything with murder in the title, but that show is so funny. It's so funny. We just finished that. We only watch TV one day a week, so just Saturdays. But anyways, Fishfam.
Yep.
$5
so
a month.
that will be
Support
a
it.
cool giveaway.
Yeah, that's great. I love the shoppers. That's great. Good job.
Oh yeah, that'll be a very informative stream too.
Because they know what they're talking about with salt. They're nerds with salt. Just like we're nerds with plants.
I
They're salt
know.
nerds.
Yeah, two of my favorite salty people. I think they're my favorite salty people, and that I don't know that I know any other salty people.
Well, I mean,
Well, Ian. Ian. We like him too.
Exactly. So it's there. We have Ian and Gina and Mike are the three.
Yeah.
And Brennan too, but he hasn't been around in a long time.
Come back, Brennan. We miss you.
Where are you? We miss you.
That's true.
They have helped bridge the gap between the elitist salt people and us lowly freshwater people.
That's right. They help us out, which I really appreciate because it's very different in many ways.
And Matt also has a salt tank, but like how often?
Matt, send me a picture of it. I've never seen your salt tank.
You know who else has a salt tank or will be having one?
That person.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh wait, right? No, there we go. No.
Right, there you go.
It's so hard.
Yep. And Zen will have a salty seahorse tank.
No,
I decided against the seahorses because I asked a dwarf seahorse question
They're a lot.
in the Seahorse Whisperer, and they went on for 45 minutes.
Oh my
and
God,
I'm like, you convinced me not to do it in the first 30 seconds of you talking, but yeah.
I would. There's so many things that are also cool that are 1,000 times easier. Is how I kind. I mean, but if the heart wants what it wants. Like if Zen wants to do it, she should do it. But damn, they're so hard.
Zen has been talking about getting these seahorses for I don't even like as long as I've known her. I feel like
Yeah, I mean, the good thing about Zen is she really does her research first, which is good. You know,
and she keeps care for all of the things she has. Like she has, what are they?
she's like,
Gilstream roaches that are breeding up a ton right now. She
and
has
she
at
has like
least 5
52
billion.
cats. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
she's got, and she's her children. She's a lot of organisms. It's a lot.
I mean, the children aren't priority here. The tanks and cats are, but
Most kids will take care of themselves.
yeah.
Scotty has a saltwater tank. What? I did
Yep.
not know this.
Scott doesn't film
Well,
his tanks often enough. He
yeah,
just,
I'm sure there's a lot of people that have lurked or are lurking who have saltwater tanks. I'm talking about the people who actually like show them and talk about them.
It's true.
Because without that, I would not have even considered going salt. But I know that if I have questions, I have people that I can talk to
Right.
that won't be elitist reef keepers that want me to go and buy 1,000 products. Like, no, I want to do this on the cheap because I want to be extremely non-committal to it.
I mean, I wish that Gina's store was closer to me because, like, I would like to shop at her store.
Same with you, Myrtle, vicariously.
I mean,
I've done salt. I'm not going back. There's too much.
I have the tank. I mean, and the tank that I have, the one that I got at Aquashella, I saw it at the pet store in Fort Wayne at $1,700 for the tank and the stand. And it's sitting dry with nothing in it. I mean, it's a shame. I should.
If you want Kelly's address to steal that tank, I have it. You can send me a message. I'll send it to you.
I understand though why you haven't, just because like the odds of you possibly going and moving to another house
are pretty real. Yeah. And it's just the thought of moving one more tank. It's like this Owaza Bioorb. Fuck, it's easy to move. Who cares?
You just roll that thing to the next house.
I mean, I can
70-gallon tank, right? That you got. It's a pretty big tank.
Yeah, it's I think 72 gallons. It's pretty big. It's 3 feet. I would have to tear it down to move it because I mean, these will have to be torn down to move them. I can't just a 10-gallon, like you can just drain the water most of the way, catch all the fish, and then move the aquascape, but not a tank this big. So, just something to think about.
Yeah, but I don't even want to think about it. I do not even want to think about it. When you ultimately move.
I mean, the bigger your tanks are, the harder they are to move. Little tanks, they're not so bad. I mean, it's stressful enough to catch the fish and, I'm not diminishing that, but like moving.
It also gets harder the older your tank gets because tanks generally have a lifespan of 8 to 10 years. Like they're rated for that long. So like if you had a fisher for a long time, you have to be really extra careful not to give any twists or jerks or anything.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly think that if I'm going to move these tanks, I'm just going to upgrade all of them to bigger. Or I'm just going to combine these two into one, like,
Are they, tank. Is your 40 an Aqueon? Like a 40, just one of those regular Aqueon tanks?
Yeah, it has a great stand, though, because I spent money on a good stand.
Because I worry about some of my older Aqueons like that. I know they're not built for longevity. So once I pick them up, and then I have a 10-gallon in the dining room that I got from Walmart. And the last time I moved it just from one table to another, I felt that thing twist in my hands. Well, when
it's a generic Walmart tank that's like $14. Yeah,
yes.
I had one of those too. You can hold it, and then like when you hold it in your hands, like your hands will do this.
Yeah, it was moving in my hands. I was very uncomfortable, and I watched it for leaks for a while. It's fine right now, but I don't know about moving it again.
I mean, I don't know. I might just consolidate all my freshwater tanks to one giant tank.
2 giant tanks. Come on, let's be realistic. You need
Let's
more
be
than
real.
enough.
Well, but
you,
I
need,
have a giant saltwater and a giant freshwater. I mean,
you need at least 2 giant freshwater, and then you can consider a saltwater.
all right, Myrtle.
Yay, Zendra's got the stitches out.
Depends on the space. Oh, good. We hope your mouth is feeling better. That's really painful. Oh.
Don't eat any hard foods just yet, though. Liquid diet for a while now.
To go on an all milkshake diet, Zenny.
Yep.
I like smoothies.
I always say
my dad says the same thing, and I get so annoyed.
What?
He calls smoothies and milkshakes the same thing, and they're not.
No. I was about to say I like smoothies. Milkshakes are fine, but
they have a shocking number of calories, but not as many as a milkshake.
Right. It's like the milkshake has the fat calories. The smoothie is just pure sugar.
Yeah. So Jake and I always talk about, you know how in movies, like there is an actor who will put on like 50 pounds for a role or something and then win an Oscar. Mm-hmm. So if I ever have to gain like 50 pounds, like if a doctor tells me like, Kelly, you need to gain 50 pounds in 3 months for your health, I'm doing it with milkshakes. That's my plan. Jake is going to do it with donuts. He's just going to eat as many donuts as he can.
I can't do too many donuts. Like one donut is already too much.
I think I'm with Jake on that, but
or pancakes. Yeah.
In practice, I don't know if I could do it because the amount of sugar. I think for me it would have to be more like bacon and barbecue or something.
Yeah. I can't do too much sweet stuff at once.
I don't think that you will gain as much weight as you would with a dessert.
No, probably not. I could eat
all
more.
Academic because I don't think a doctor is ever going to be like, Kelly, you really need to gain 50 pounds. Never.
Oh yeah, there is no scenario where I'm actively trying to gain weight.
Yeah,
it's not happening. Oh, pumpkin milkshakes. That does sound good. So Dee Dee says you get
old water retention.
That's a plan. Oh God!
Just up your sodium and up your water intake.
It's probably not good either. Oh, so.
How would this work logistically? A deep fried milkshake.
I mean, there's fried ice cream.
Would you add a coagulant to not a coagulant, like a thickener to the milk?
I don't like that word. When it comes to food,
you would have to deep freeze it, but I think that once it melted, it would get so soggy.
Ugh.
Maybe add a starch or something to hold the milk together.
That's
and then ruin the texture.
None of this is a good idea, Myrtle. This is why no one asks you to cook for them. No one.
Did someone say pumpkin?
Oh, there's America's Top Pumpkin Slut right there.
Haven't had any. Wait, no, I had pumpkin spice coffee. Yeah.
I can't have pumpkin spice anymore. I can't eat cinnamon anymore. It's kind of off the list. So I need to do what Coco the dog did. I need to go.
Personalized allergy vaccine.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm like, God, Coco did it. I need to do it.
How much would it cost for a human to do? For a person?
I mean, but there's, it's something that insurance would.
Right. I don't know. I mean, they had the cost broken down. I don't remember what it cost for Coco's.
Yeah.
It was like you would think, oh, a custom vaccine, that sounds like high dollar. It was maybe a couple of $100.
Well, that's
and maybe every few or however often you have to go get it redone.
It's not
but
so bad.
They gave us 3 vials to start with. Like the first vial has like a 1 to 100 concentration, like a very slow, like you start out really slow. And then I think the other one's like 10 to 100 or 1/10. And then the other one's 1 to 1. And then we're starting off giving her injections once every 3 days. I actually did it the other day. Jenna did the first one. I did the second one.
How's she doing? Like, does she seem a little better? Or, I mean, it takes time for that to calm down.
She's on like a low level steroid and stuff right now. So there's not, she's not improving or regressing so much right now.
That's not bad. Janice is $1,000 for the whole thing. I mean, vet care, it adds up. I mean, obviously they're our pets. We have to take care of them, but
They throw a nail trim in there.
Nice.
They always want to just be like, oh, and just clip her nails.
Yeah, why not? I mean, because they hate nail trims.
Yeah, Coco is so neurotic. I thought it was going to be a nightmare trying to give her an injection, but actually she doesn't make it sound. She just, when we call her over,
between her shoulders,
she's paranoid and always knows like, oh, we're about to do something to her. But then we get her like settled down. Yeah, you just like grab a bunch of skin on her back and inject it. And
I don't think they really can feel much back there. I don't think there's a lot of nerve endings.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know, part of why she's neurotic is probably because she's so itchy.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I mean, she was
feel that good. I mean, she's so red. Poor dog.
Yeah, I mean, even before all that, she's the kind of dog that if there is anything outside, any kind of noise or motion or something, she's on alert.
Poor dog.
Even if it's across the street.
I hope this helps her because, like, she's so red.
Yeah.
So itchy looking. I mean, I was always lucky that the Cytopoint injection worked for dog.
There's worked for her for a while.
Cats, though. I wish there was, but there is not.
There's what?
There's no Cytopoint for cats.
Oh.
Because I have to get steroids every now and again for Fat Kitty because he gets itchy. But they do work on him. They work really well. So he's the itchiest cat.
I mean, the steroids worked really well for Coco. The only issue is you can't keep them on it indefinitely, and as soon as she stops is when it comes back. So
yeah, poor thing. Oh, that's hard.
Hey, Shelby.
Maybe Fat Kitty is allergic to humans like Coco. I mean, maybe, but it seems to go away after there's a hard frost. So maybe it's only like humans in the fall. I don't know. It seems unlikely.
Yeah.
My allergies are horrible right now too because we have not had a frost yet. I mean, and we won't have one in the next 10 days. This is kind of late for us. So I haven't torn down the ponds.
No, really?
No, I mean, you know, as long as they're above freezing, there's no need to. And not
my ponds, my pond. Well, I have two ponds. I just don't pay attention to one of them.
Well, that's one of the reasons we like to invest in that project. We want to see how long it goes with neglect. So keep not paying attention to it.
Forever. I mean, I mean, because it's not a closed system. Like bugs fall in there.
Yep. So that one's still good. But yeah, the big pond, finally, the temperature of the water is in the 70s.
Oh, good.
So the plants are much happier. Things are starting to grow.
So it's not a sauna pond anymore. That's good. Yeah.
Of course, nothing's going to bloom anymore, but
no. But I'm going to send you pink cannas when I tear mine down, and they're really nice. They're my favorite canna I've ever grown.
I can keep those over winter in there. Cool.
I think for you can keep them year round because I see them growing in the ditches down where you live. So cool. I think you can just keep them year round. They will go kind of dormant, but they should be fine. Whereas for me, they will freeze into a ball of mush. Because, you know, it's colder here.
Yeah.
So, but they're my favorite cannas I've ever grown. They're really, really pretty. They're a nice pink and they bloom like crazy. They were Jake's favorite pond flower this year. So,
yeah, I would like to get a canna going. I tried, African something.
Yeah, that one doesn't do well.
Didn't do well for me.
You know, like
also
sometimes
very warm.
There's really, you can just go to a garden center and get a canna, and there's no way to know if it will do well or not. Like, I don't know, 75% of cannas seem to do well, and 25% are awful. And but this time I got cannas that were like from a pond place, and they were like a pond cultivar, and they are the best looking ones I've ever grown. They're really nice. And if you were worried about them in your pond, you could just take 50%. I'll send you a couple of them, and just stick one in your yard. Don't have to do anything to it. Just dig a hole, put it in, forget about it.
In the sun, or?
I mean, sun would be ideal, like as much sun as you can. And
Yeah,
then
I'm just
like
thinking like direct
yeah.
that little spot by my house. That's the only place I
Yeah,
get.
and then when your winter's over, you can dig it out and you can put it in your pond again. So, you know, if you wanted to do that to hedge your bets. For me, like when I take down my pond, what I can do is I can store them in my basement, or like if I
In a
had a
cool spot,
garage that was unheated but also didn't deep freeze. But I have kept cannas in my basement before. I do get really lazy about stuff like that though, and I always say I'm gonna save all this stuff. Like if I'm gonna dig up all my dahlias and dig up my cannas, and then Jake and I are just like, oh fuck it, it's cold, let's go inside.
Yeah.
So I mean, our motivation is really high in the spring, and then it gets lower in the fall, like a lot lower. So, you know, I don't know. Jenna says she doesn't like sweet potatoes.
No, she's not a fan of them.
Yeah, I like sweet potato fries if they're an option between those and regular fries. I like the sweet potato ones better, but you can't say I'm like massively into sweet potatoes. They're fine.
But Matt's here, so
Hi, Matt.
you requested he send you a saltwater tank.
Yeah, send me your pictures. I didn't even know you had a saltwater tank. I mean, I send you Fat Kitty pictures, so you know I have Fat Kitty, and you don't. That's right.
He gets pictures and I don't.
I sent you a picture on your birthday of Fat Kitty.
Okay, you did. Yeah, that's true.
Because he told you happy birthday. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, he would have told you, but he was
awake. Yep.
He's never awake. Actually, he has not been downstairs all day because he spends the entire day asleep in bed. Just the whole day.
Another dream, right? I'll just lay in bed all day.
He'll come downstairs like at night and hang out on the couch with me, but otherwise he has to sleep in bed all day. He's a very lazy cat. Except, well, I mean, we did water changes last night and he was very excited, so.
Yep, I'm a pumpkin slut too, just like Kyle. Just not as extreme as he is.
You're also a pumpkin slut.
Yep.
Okay.
Just not as extreme as Kyle is. I don't go out of my way to find.
I mean, he's America's top pumpkin slut.
Yep.
So
yeah, same. I don't go out of my way for it, but I'll drink it or whatever. You know, I like the flavor of.
Yeah, I mean, I used to like it. I just can't anymore. And pumpkin without cinnamon is weird.
Oh no, like the pumpkin has to. Yeah, no,
it's weird. I actually had a Thai dessert that was like a pumpkin steamed custard with like coconut milk and pumpkin. It was pretty good. I mean, it was a little odd, but it was good. You know,
it's the coconut part that, like, I mean, it's the coconut and the pumpkin. Both of those are like they need to be hidden. And you're putting two things that need to be hidden put together. I don't know how I feel about that.
I think pumpkin should be, or coconut can be like at the forefront. I really like coconut, so I'm pro coconut. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't know. It was pretty good. It was something different. That's how my ex-father-in-law, you know, we're from Iowa, and like if he would never say he didn't like something. We took him out to this Thai restaurant once, and he got something and went, that's real different. Just say it's different.
Different. Wouldn't get it again.
It's different. So. June says pumpkin seeds are delicious, and I would agree with that. I like pumpkin seeds; those are tasty.
Yep.
So, Geek Boy says Matt can confirm whether or not he has a saltwater medal.
Ooh, electronics and saltwater. Not good.
Oh, it hurts. I'm sorry, Matt. That really hurts. That's tough times. Myrtle, do you have a fall break, or do you just have?
I had a 1-day fall break. I had a Saturday off last week. Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
Like not last week, but like this Saturday I had off, which is why I spent 6 hours on that thing. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow. That's right. You have Saturday classes. That never happens in the sciences. Never, because no science professor wants to work on a Saturday.
Yeah, they're sane. They're smart. They keep it like in good times of day. And I don't know, everyone here is just crazy.
Yeah, I would never have taught on a Saturday.
Yep. At least I have no class today because like I had an exam last week, so the class got canceled today, which is why I'm staying longer today. But yeah.
Cool.
The weird thing was at the University of Iowa, my sister, she went to the University of Iowa for her undergrad. Well, she only has an undergrad, but so her degree is in like finance.
Mm-hmm.
The business school has no classes on Fridays.
Nice.
I'm like, what? No wonder they're all in the bars every Thursday night. I'm like, God, all of us biology majors and chemistry majors, I'll have class on Friday.
And you think finance would be one of those where you could have classes on Fridays because finance majors are more likely to work at some place during the weekdays and then spend nights for classes. But yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. I mean, yeah. I don't want to major in finance.
No.
Nobody wants me to tell them what to do with their money because I'll just tell them to spend it. I'll just be like, have you thought about getting a Chihiro's Light?
Ooh, hold on. Is Austin streaming? I didn't realize what time it was.
Yeah, Myrtle, are you having Saturday classes? I mean, I guess, would you know yet?
For next semester, I have no idea. The registrations haven't opened yet.
Yeah. So what'd you do for your birthday, Myrtle?
I stayed in my dorm and did nothing. And
that's perfect. That is the perfect birthday.
Lurked in a stream, had a coughing fit for a couple hours.
Oh. I mean, not every birthday is the best birthday.
I don't celebrate them too much anyways.
Yeah.
I mean, doing nothing,
it's kind of a good celebration, yeah.
Jake's birthday is, I think, on a Saturday this year, and it's 50 for him. He's turning 50. And I asked him what he wanted because we went to this party for his friends. His family threw him like this massive surprise party, and Jake is like, nope. He wants cake, spaghetti, and a modest present.
So what would he do if he walked into a surprise party?
I mean, he would manage to have a good time because Jake has a good time. That is just how Jake is. He would have fun, but neither of us want that. Because it would be me organizing it, and I don't know who would I don't want to do that. That's a lot.
Yeah, if I could ambush my party, I'm turning around. I'm too introverted to. I need like a week to prepare for anything.
Yeah, I mean, Jake would probably be. I'm sure he would be touched. He would have a good time, but he doesn't want it. So.
And Matt, to answer your question, it's not me. I don't share computer audio, and my phone is always on vibrate. So
it's not me. My phone is always off.
Oh, my camera went off. Stupid thing.
What's happening there is that I had Facebook open on my work laptop, and the speaker is on, and I switched over to my desktop, and so I can't really do anything about it. But Myrtle, do you have a class?
No, Mike, I touched the camera cable and it turned off. So I'm trying to get it to turn back on again because it's got a loose cable. So
it is 6:09 though. Is Austin going?
I just looked. He's not, but I do have to get back to some work.
Corporate job. Soon.
Yay, corporate job.
I'm on the Eastern time zone. Those clients can go fuck themselves.
It won't be too much. I do have some emails to send, and then I can shut down and not do work.
That's good.
So, yep. This is pretty loose, wet your plants topic, but some plant chat happened.
Some plant chat happened. Well, thank you, everyone. Yeah. Oh, Zenny turns 45 in 3 weeks. I'm already 45. Nice. You can do it, girl. I did it, so can you.
Half pity
right,
party,
everyone.
half panic attack.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, mods. Thank you, lurkers. Thank you,
Replay
crew. Thanks, everyone who chatted. We will see you all in a week, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah?
Yep.
And be there on Wednesday at 10:30 p.m. for the
That's
salty
right.
Fishfam link giveaway.
Kind of like another salty surprise. That's right.
Indeed.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Later.
Bye.